CashFlow Diary Podcast, episode 276.
Welcome to yet another exciting episode of the CashFlow Diary Podcast, the podcast that teaches you insider tips, tactics, and strategies for creating leverage streams of cash flow into your life. Learn from top-performing entrepreneurs, business owners, investors, and thought leaders from across the globe as they share their secrets to success. Like what you learn on this and other CashFlow Diary podcast episodes? Go to learninvestingnow.com and sign up to receive powerful tips and information that will help you succeed as an entrepreneur and investor. Now, here's your host, investor, entrepreneur, business owner, educator, speaker, author, and master facilitator of Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow game, Jay Massey.
All right. How you guys doing today? I'm glad that you are here. I'm excited as always because, well, I get the privilege of being in your ear while you are, you could be shopping with kids, going on a run, working on the treadmill, washing dishes. But here's what I know. I have come to learn that you guys actually listen, and more importantly, you do what I am asking you to do, therefore receiving great benefits. That's why I'm excited for this particular episode. Now, for some of you, you've been following me on Periscope, and if you haven't, start today. It's at CashFlow Diary. This is going to be another one of those episodes where what I did on Periscope is coming to you because I heard so many good things about it that I felt I would be cheating you if I didn't share it one more time. Here's the question. Have you ever struggled trying to get everything done in the 168 hours, that's also known as a week, that you have? 24 hours a day. Do you wish you had 25? Well, I went over some key productivity strategies that allow me and many others to go out there and absolutely crush it. If you want to crush it, this is going to be one of those episodes where you're going to want to have a pen, paper, notepad, something. I mean, if you're still doing smoke signals, that's fine, but you're going to have a way to take notes. Hopefully you're ready, because here we go. Hello and welcome to all of the replay viewers. Glad that you guys are here. Always remember that your hearts still count. So those invites and shares. We will be running a contest on this one. So replay hearts matter a lot, and you'll see a lot of that. So we're also going to be announcing, for those of you joining us live, hello, Ricky, the chef. Hey, Rick, how are you guys doing today? We're going to be talking about specifically how to make sure this week goes well. If you've ever had a bad week or want a better week than the last week, then there you go. Hello, Sharon. Thanks for joining us. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to talk about what you guys need to do, what I do, and what you can do to make sure that this week goes better, even better than last week. So even if last week was great, we're going to make this week goes better. Hello, Thomas. Hey, Tracy. How are you guys doing? Janine. Welcome. Yes, guys, you've already figured out we will be announcing the winner. So I've got all the data from the previous two contests for the audiobook. Hey, Rebecca, we will be doing a audiobook on this one for live and new people. So, which means, heart it up. It's time to heart it up. So and I'm also gonna let you know, you're gonna want to take some notes on this one. So I'm gonna try to give you some time to go grab something or be ready with that screenshot button. Because I'm going to give you a way to think through your week so that you can be more productive is what we're going to talk about. So this time we will be giving away a copy of my audiobook, Cashflow Diary, 10 Steps to Creating Wealth in Any Economy, to the individuals who, while live, the new person who leaves the most hearts, and the existing person who leaves the most hearts. So invite your friends so that they can have a shot. Maybe you guys can share the audiobook. How about that? And yes, Kevin beat us to the punch. That's exactly what I want you to do. Give me your first name. Let me know where you're from and how many properties, how many units you have at the moment. And I'm going to flip this around. Except I covered my entire thing. So for those of you just meeting, welcome. My name is Jay Massey, CEO of CashFlow Diary. What we do is we create real estate entrepreneurs, and I've had the privilege of doing so now for a number of years. And how can we get the audiobook? Yep, I'm going to be talking about that. Well, the easiest way to get the audiobook right now is to the person leaving the most hearts will get the audio book, and the person on the replay will get the audiobook. And if this is your first time here, you guys, all the first timers are grouped together, and the first timers who leave the most hearts get the audiobook. So we'll be giving away 3 from this broadcast as well. As I was saying, I myself have managed to build a portfolio of a few hundred units across the United States, including commercial real estate as well as a cell phone tower. And we enjoy helping other people doing the same thing. That's really what it comes down to. I get the privilege of helping lots and lots of people. Our information touches 76 different countries. We have a podcast in iTunes. We're on YouTube. Tons of free content. Interviewed many successful entrepreneurs that many names you have heard of, have been around for a while. New to the Periscope game, but enjoying it. I think a number of you got to participate in our pick your price sale over the weekend. So that was pretty cool. I saw some of those things come through. So hopefully you enjoyed that. But again, as I said, we will be giving away a copy of the audiobook. So for those of you joining us for the first time, thanks. Feel free to invite and share. But what I want to make sure that we have time to do today is give you something you can think through. Now, we're going to talk about setting up your week. All right. But what I want you to be thinking about is you can use this to set up a day. You can set up a week. You can use this to set up a month. You can use this in various different ways to make sure that you can be more productive. If you feel like, do me a favor. I just want to make sure that this is timely and important to you. If you feel like you've ever struggled to be productive, thank you, Calm Carol, for inviting followers. If you've ever feel like you've ever struggled to be productive with a week, type a 1 in the chat, because I want to make sure that you want more productivity hacks. Hello, Flo. How are you? Gifted for Success says yes. It looks like Francine says yes. Rebecca says yes. CPS Solution says yes. Sharon says absolutely with a whole bunch of exclamation points. I love it. Janine and Vince says yes. Okay, excellent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break some things down so that maybe it'll help you to put things in a better perspective so that you can be successful. But let's get some more people in here. Feel free to share and on Twitter and invite those followers so that you guys can be more productive. And again, just remember, we are still going to be running a contest on this one for the most hearts. Oh, speaking of which, let me show you guys. This is how we do. Let me show this to you. So, it did not turn around. All right. So from the last 2, I need, so Vince Lawrence, as you can see right here, Vince Lawrence, Real Estate Chef, you are definitely a winner from the previous. You were an existing winner, meaning you had been here multiple times and you left lots of hearts. And then Warrior Princess, as you can see, the big old new tag, you were the highest heart person, highest heart count, previously. So I need both of you to hit me up on Snapchat, so that I can make sure that you get your copy of the audiobook, and you can snap me at CashFlowDiary. And let me show you the replay winner from this broadcast was, there it is. Oh, nope, hold on. That looks like, just making sure, where did I end up? I can look at that for 1 second. I'll look at that 1 second, Darnell. Dominique Ware, you are the replay winner. So, no, that's the wrong one. That's not Dominique. It was 600 and something. Give me a second. There it is. Tim Mitchell, that's the one. Tim Mitchell, you're the replay winner. So the replay winner, 652 hearts. It's all it took for the replay winner to win. And then we had 2 episodes where we were having troubles. So here's the second one. Gwen Daniels, same thing. Hit me up on Snapchat at CashFlowDiary to claim your copy of the audiobook. And then I believe this is FX Printing. You were the new person. And then as far as replays go, replay, waiting for the word replay to pop up because all of you guys were there live. Oh, that's right. There was no replay. So therefore there is no replay winner on this particular one. All right. So I need Gwen and FX Printing. Hit me up with your email so that I can get you a copy of the audiobook Cashflow Diary, 10 Steps to Creating Wealth in Any Economy. And as a reminder for everybody, we are running the contest again on this particular scope as well. What does that mean? That means hit the heart button. Just tap your screen if you'd like to get a copy. So as you can see, it's going. We have 1 copy going to in my scopes, and we also have a copy going to the brand new person. So invite a friend because they have a shot too, or maybe just invite a friend and tell them to give it to you, right? That's definitely one way that's one way to make this whole thing work out for everybody as we go through this journey. So if you are ready to learn to be more productive, do me a favor, type a 2 in the chat. We will make this happen. If you are ready to learn to be more productive, type a 2 in the chat. And for those of you just joining, my name is Jay Massey, CEO of CashFlowDiary. What we do is we create real estate investors. Simply put, that means in this case, we make people into real estate entrepreneurs. I've had the privilege of doing so for a number of years. I myself happen to own a number of a couple hundred units across many different states, commercial included, as well as a cell phone tower. And we've raised lots of capital. It's one of the things that becomes a linchpin for a lot of people is learning how to raise capital. And we've had the privilege of teaching lots of people. What we're going to talk about today is productivity strategies for the week. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this today is because it's Sunday. This is the day that you should be doing it. TC Home Solutions, glad that you're here. Thanks for joining us. Blueprint 84, thanks for sharing on Facebook. Love that. That's hot stuff right there. Thank you guys. And again, if you're just now joining and you're wondering why everybody's tapping their screen, they're competing for a copy of my audiobook, Cashflow Diary, 10 Steps to Creating Wealth in Any Economy. All right, so I've got my note cards, I've got my pens. Hopefully you are ready with the screenshot buttons because here we go. So here's the thing that I was taught and I like to share with you, because a triangle is typically how this was taught to me. And in order for you to find success with any particular thing, 3 points of this triangle must exist, i.e. you must have a goal, plan, and track. Goal, plan, and track. If you can do these 3 things, someone write that in, goal, plan, and track, you have a shot at having success at whatever goal or project that you're looking for. Goal, plan, and track. Hello, Karen. Thanks for joining us. All right. So what does that mean? That means whether you are planning a week, whether you are planning a month, whether you're planning, I don't care what you're planning, you must do these 3 things in order to know and be able to experience success. The goal is necessary because you must first define what success looks like. That's a question that I don't think we ask ourselves enough in more situations. For example, before I scope, I ask myself, what does success look like? Before you walk into a meeting, what does success look like from this meeting? So what I'm asking you, the question you should be asking yourself is, what does success look like as it relates to you building your business? So I get, you may have a job. You may have, you may be you stay at home mom. You may be whatever it is. Begin to ask yourself, what does success look like? And don't wait until you walk before you go in the meeting, before the week starts. That's why you're doing this right now. Real estate entrepreneur, welcome. Glad that you're here. And so you want to make sure that you have that goal. North Carolina in the house. That's right. That's where I'm from, actually. Oh, no, that's North California. I thought that said North Carolina. North Carolina. North California is welcome too. All right. So what does that mean? That means when you're planning out a week, you got to have a goal for the week. Now, one of the easiest goals to have is a revenue goal. So let's just say, and I'm going to make up a number that's real, at least real for me, because this is, I know what my goal is for most weeks. So for most weeks, my revenue goal is $25,000 per week. Okay. That's like my revenue goal. So whatever your revenue goal is fine. But for me, I know that what I'm after is $25,000 a week. Hello, Rashana. Glad that you're here. Thanks for joining us. So that's the goal. You got to start with something when you are doing your goal, plan, and track. So maybe you're just now beginning your business. 20K times 52. Excellent. I need to watch the replay. I'm here and love the content. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to share if you love it that much. Hey, driving and listening. Be careful, girl. I warned everybody, Rashana, that this is going to be one of those where I have lots of notes and cards, so they're going to want to get a lot of screenshots. So you may want to just be aware of that. So whatever your goal is, you need to define it. What does success look like? So again, as I was saying, for me, that goal on most weeks is $25,000 25K for that week. Okay, so if your goal, you want to make 250, that's wonderful. But is that 250 a week? Is that 250 this week? And more importantly, is that a realistic number for you? Meaning, did you get close last week? Or is your business built to the point to where 20 or where 200,000 is there? And what is the plan to get that extra 50 if that's where you are? That's what I'm trying to say. So this is the goal, right? The next thing, like I said, is you must then have a feasible plan. You must have a plan to be able to create that much value in a week. Okay, 250. Okay, you can do this on a year, but right now let's talk about a week. 250K a year is great, and it's a good start. What I'm saying is let's back that up down to a week. So if, in fact, let me get a small calculator real fast. So that means if your goal is 250K a week, I'm just going to divide that by 52. And actually, I'm going to divide it by 50. So that'd be $5,000. It should be realistic. Two people are unrealistic when starting out. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, my goal may be 25K a week, but I am many years in. I'm many years in, right? If my goal was 5K a week is not that, depending on where you are, that's probably accurate. That's probably where it should be. But here's the thing, and I got to stress this now that we've brought this up. Okay, this is something I need you to understand. I'm in New Jersey. Excellent. ESBI. Okay, so this is the cash flow quadrant made famous by Robert Kiyosaki. You might need to screenshot this. Okay, we're going to refer to this since we're bringing this up. Hearts, people, and share. Yes, I love you guys. Please. We are getting close to that million heart goal for the month, definitely for sure. All right, ESB and I. See, it's one thing. So when I say, what is your income goal? I'm talking, what is your income goal in a particular quadrant? Like right now, if you are currently just starting your business, you're in the S quadrant. So let me explain. E is for employee. S is for self-employed or small business. B is for big business or business owner. I is for investor. Okay. So say you are just now starting. That means in the S quadrant, you might have a goal of just $1,000, right? Just $1,000. And there's nothing wrong with that. You got to start somewhere. And again, if 5K a week, that'll work for you. I'm asking, is that 5K as an employee? Is that 5K as a small business owner, big business, or in an investor? Because this is going to determine the action steps that you need to take. Okay. So this is going to be the action steps. So if you're here, then you just need to be aware of what quadrant you're earning the income, not just, hey, I want this big number. Okay. That's really what it comes down to. New small business. Great. 1,000. Exactly. Yes, Bethina. Yes, exactly. I'm trying to make you aware of how to take these concepts and turn them into tangible cash. Not just concepts that you know about, but how does this put money in the bank? What do I do? And that's exactly what we're breaking down right here so that you could be able to be more productive. We should connect, man. Didn't know you were local. I'm really getting into buy and hold right now. Yeah, I am in Mission Viejo, California. Thank you guys for sharing. And thank you, those of you who are following just recently. I'm seeing that on my other device here, so I appreciate that. Please continue to share. Yes, what do we need to do? Yeah, that's exactly what we're breaking down. For those of you just joining, my name is Jay Massey, CEO of CashFlow Diary. What we're talking about today is productivity strategies and specifically how to break down a week, most specifically this week, so that you can go out there and earn more income. So once you have the goal, then it's got to be a plan that you then track. Goal, plan, track. Goal, plan, track. All right. So for example, one of the things that I said at the beginning of this month is that, hey, I would like to see if I can get to 1 million hearts by the end of this month. Right. And I was like, okay, well, if I get 25,000 hearts every time I scope with some serious content, that means I need to do, X number of scopes in order to make that happen. And fortunately, you guys are very generous with the hearts and you like the content. So we're actually beginning to, be well ahead of schedule. So I'm really excited about that. But that was a goal. There was a plan, how many plans how many scopes I needed to do in order to make that happen. And, that's exactly what this is. The same thing has to be applied here. So say your goal is 25,000 a week. Now I'm going to just give you some understanding. So if you have a goal of 25,000 a week, the next thing you have to ask yourself, what's the plan to get there? What's the plan to get there? For example, do you have an asset right now that you can sell in the marketplace? And by an asset, I mean something other than your time. For example, let me see. Now, here is an asset. This is a company asset. This is a physical copy of my book. It's in Amazon, etc. Right here, right? You've been hitting Periscope hard, man. Get some more real entrepreneurs on here. Great to see more real. Yes, I've been hitting at Periscope hard. One, because it's giving me unprecedented access to you guys. And I like that. I love it when I get to go on stage. I've been international, cruise ships, everywhere. I like that interaction. I believe I can make a difference. And so I keep doing it because it's fun and easy for me to do. It's just really easy because I got a lot of content up here that if I get it out there, it can make a difference in your life. Like what I'm talking about right now. This is an asset, right? This is an asset. And what it comes down to is if I happened to want to try to make most of the money with this one asset, there you go. How can we get the book? This book is available. If you want the physical copy, you got to go to Amazon. So there are copies in Amazon. Right now, the people are tapping for hearts because the audiobook has content that is not produced anywhere else at all. And so you can get that by being the person with the most hearts on this particular scope, live or new. And what's that on your mouth? Yeah, I know. What happened is I nicked myself, ingrown hair. I've been dealing with it for a few days. I'm trying to, whatever. I was going to say, well, do I not scope or what? But I'm like, whatever, forget about it, move on. So here we are. But the point is you need an asset that you can sell multiple times over and over and over. And that's really, you can get the audiobook on the Kindle. Yes, right now selling my house in Orange County is a pocket listing. Where should I invest the proceeds next? Click here now. You're going to have to wait on that one. But I'll get to that. I promise to get to more of those types of questions in a second. I just got to teach this on this asset. This is why most people are still stuck in their jobs, because you don't have an asset that you own and control. Is it theoretically possible to sell enough of the copies of these books? I think it's $25 on Amazon or something like that. Is it physically possible to sell enough books to earn 25 grand in a week? Yes. Is that the asset I'm going to choose to make that happen? No, that is it. It's not going to be the only asset. That's the challenge, is that right now, most of the time when you say you want to make 5 grand a week, someone was saying that earlier, the only asset you have is maybe your time. Okay. And that's better than nothing, but you've got to begin to take your time and create assets that can be used by other people, that you can sell to other people. The book is one. Thank you, Blueprint. Thank you, Blueprint, for that comment about the book. I appreciate that. The book is one. The audiobook is actually a second asset if you think about it. And then the ebook is a third. So you end up with that. And then you have to back into how many units do you want to sell? So to keep this simple, if I have a goal of 25,000 in a week, I know just like on a normal week, without any sort of special promotions or anything extra, I know for most normal weeks, we're going to end up doing about 15,000, whether I do anything or not. So let's just say, because that's the next thing I've got to do. If that's the goal, I've got to subtract what's normal. All right. So I'm taking that 25,000 and I'm going to subtract what's normal, which leaves, in this case, a $10,000 deficit. I don't know how to spell this. For those of you English majors, give over it. So, man, I'm late. I was giving twins a bath. I missed a lot. Possibly, Chameleon, you'll be able to get it. Just know that screenshots, you're going to want to, you're probably going to want to watch the replay. So, you're going to have I have a $10,000 deficit, right? At this moment, as of today, Sunday. So what does that mean? That means I've got to come up, like, what assets of all the assets that I have, but that, the books, the courses, any extra time that I actually might have in my schedule, what can I do? What can I sell to be able to make up that 10,000? Well, let's pretend for a second you have a product that is $1,000, that sells for $1,000. What does that mean? That means to make up this $10,000 deficit, I only need to sell 10 copies of that particular product, that particular course, or have 10 customers come and buy that particular thing. So hopefully that makes sense. Thank you, Wes, for inviting followers. So now that I know what my goal is, hey, is 10 more copies. Keep doing everything you've been doing and 10 more copies. See, the challenge where this breaks down for most people is they don't have an asset they can sell other than their time. So it becomes tough. And what the number one thing you must begin to do is to take any extra time that you have and build assets for yourself. And I don't care if you start with just a simple ebook. Yes, a single family house is great, and apartments are great, and cell phone towers are great. And all I've been doing is collecting assets. That's really what it is. I'm an asset collector. That's what I do. And I help other people do the same thing. But you can begin to see I started with a goal. And then that goal is now formulating into a plan to where, hey, you got to sell 10 copies, right? Sell 10 copies. All right. Well, once I know that I've got to have 10 copies, would you recommend a sales funnel system? How's Samcart? Samcart is not a sales funnel system. It's a shopping cart, which is great. And I like it. We've been using it for quite some time. ClickFunnels probably produces most of our pages. So hopefully, Chameleon, that answers that question really quickly. So you can see now the goal is to sell 10 units. I got to get 10 new customers, right? So what does that mean? That means if I've got to have 10, let me see, let me put the 10 new customers here. I can then back into everything else that I might need to know. Can I see? So what it comes down to is that the 10 new customers are right here. So hopefully this makes sense, right? So then you have to begin to ask yourself questions. Here's the magic question. It's what happened just before that. So before you had a customer, you probably sat down with them, right? And when you're sitting down with them, yes, when you sit down with them, you are discussing those final steps of what it's going to take before they enroll. So how many people how many people does it take? How many people do you need to sit down with individually in order to get one customer? So for the sake of this argument, let's say you have a 50% close ratio in person. Okay, now that's that's actually in person close ratios that could be easily fine. What does that mean? If I have a 50% close ratio in person, that means I need to talk to 20, I need to have 20 appointments, right? It means I need to have 20 appointments. That's what it means. It means this week, if I want this to happen, I got to have 20 appointments, right? So that's what it means. Well, okay. How many people do I have to talk to in order to get 20 appointments? Let's say that only a third of the people that I talk to actually want an appointment. Okay. Let's just say that, right? So what does that mean? That means I need to talk to 60 people need to be invited. So you're beginning to see the plan. I need to invite 60 people this week in order to get to the point to where I have a shot at getting the 10 new customers. Of those 60 people, that I invite, of those 60 conversations, not everyone I talk to is necessarily qualified for the invitation. And let's just say, for the sake of argument, that half the people I talk to in any given week are qualified for my business. That means I need to actually meet and talk to 120 new people. Hopefully you're beginning to see how you back into the plan. So I now know, if I want to be, quote unquote, on track, and I'm only going to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, let's just say I'm only going to work 4 days, right? Let's just say I'm only going to work 4 days because that's my choice. That means if need to be in front of 120 new people, that means I need to be in front of 30 new people per day. 30 new people per day. That's where you want to get the screenshot right there. 30 new people per day, right? This is what I'm talking about. 30 new people per day. And when you get down to 30 new people per day, right, you have to start asking yourself, is that realistic for me? With $1,000 product, you know your schedule. Can I get in front of 30 new people per day? We started with the goal. You went to the plan. The last piece is track. We're going to get to that in a second. For those of you who just now joined, welcome. My name is Jay Massey, CEO of CashFlowDiary. What we're talking about is productivity strategies so you can get more out of a week. Instead of wandering aimlessly, wondering why am I not hitting my goals and am I making any progress? I'm giving you a very simple system of what it is that you need to do in order to make sure that you end up where you want to be, right? That you end up where you want to be instead of guessing, hey, will I get close to my goal? Hey, will it happen? Will I get there? I don't know. And what we do at the Cashflow Diary is we create real estate entrepreneurs. That's what I've had the privilege of doing now for a number of years, and I enjoy it. In fact, if you have been a part of these scopes before, if this is your first time, make sure that you follow. Tap the guy on the lower right corner, should be right over here. And tap my name and then tap follow, and you'll be on the priority notification list the next time we go live. So here's a recap, and then we're going to talk about the next piece. So what I'm saying is many people say, hey, Jay, I want to earn more money. Okay. The reason you're not earning more money, the reason you're not becoming a better parent, the reason you're not a better father yet, the reason all of these things, can I discuss wholesaling? I'll get there in a second, is because you don't have a goal, which has been reduced to a plan that you were tracking. Okay. Goal, plan, track. So for example, in the sake of this conversation, let's say your goal was 25 grand a week. Okay. Goal was 25 grand a week. Francine, hold that question. I like it though. And we'll get it in just a second. You subtract what you would normally do in a week, whether you're doing something else or not. And then you you find out what your deficit is. In this case, the deficit I'm saying is $10,000. Let's say you have $1,000 product, and what you do is you sell 10 copies. So you then reverse engineer that to figure out how many people do I need to talk to. In this particular case, 30. No difference. Got it. So Francine, type that question back in real fast because I see there's a number of people. Still Horse, how old you are is irrelevant. How old you are is irrelevant. Blueprint 84, excellent. Meeting 50 new people a day. Now that you have that goal, the question is what tools or systems are you using to make sure that you meet and or exceed that particular goal and be able to database, put 50 new people in your database on a daily basis. Francine, you had a question. I want to answer it right now. That would be social groups. Excellent. How do I create assets from nothing but time? Oh, got it. Sorry, guys. Needed coffee. Love it. All right. So, one of the easiest ways today to create assets from quote unquote nothing but time. Well, first of all, let me rephrase. All assets are created from nothing but time. Everything. Okay. Everything is created from quote unquote nothing but time. Someone sat down and said they had an idea. They sat down and said, hey, you know what? People have trouble writing and they might want some different colored pens. Okay. Yes, time is the asset. The challenge is most people, without special training, like you're getting right here, you use your time inappropriately and don't actually make an asset of it. You just spend it. Okay. So, and that's what we're talking about right here. So what happened is somebody had an idea. Maybe what sparked their idea was, man, I wish I had more money. And then someone said, hey, I wish I had, some multicolored pens. And they said, okay, that's something I know how to make. So they sat down and figured out the process of how to make it, patented it, and built a team around themselves to put this into production. And today we just go down to the store and buy Sharpies. That's really what it comes down to. So it's the improper use of time. So what do I mean by that? There's 168 hours in a week, right? 168. After you subtract sleeping, eating, and even if you commute and kids, you still have approximately 30 hours a week that are just left over that most people just waste. Well, that 30 hours is more than enough time to learn a new skill, to learn how to document something you know how to do that's special. And even if you don't know how to document it, if you know how to do something special, you can help find other people who can help you document that process. What do I mean by that? The easiest thing to do, all right, the easiest thing on the planet right now. Let me ask you this, just to make sure I'm talking to the right people. Have you ever failed at something? If you've ever failed at anything, do me a favor, type a 2 in the chat. Like anything. Yes, Blueprint 84, 2. Excellent. Okay, so Francine, so what I'm going to ask you is share with us something I failed 3 ventures. Excellent. I love it. So share with us one thing that you've failed with. Just one thing. I don't really care what. I guess everybody's like, yep, failed. So I'm gonna just any one thing. Somebody share with me one thing, something that you tried to do that this season as a coach. Okay, got it. What were you coaching a sport, or what sport was that? Keeping my startup team together. Got it. So Brother Gabe, okay, it was a sport. Okay, got it. Francine, what sport? Holistic Health Magazine, SaaS product and customer retention. Oh, this is good. This is good stuff. Okay. I'm a Holistic Health Magazine, and here I am drinking coffee. That's pretty funny. She's like, oh, don't do that. Anyway, floorball. I've not heard of that one. Although I did just hear of a new sport. It's like volleyball with your feet. And I was like, wow, it was an amazing thing to watch. Okay. So here's my point. All of you have something, whether it's SaaS and customer service, Holistic Health Magazine, etc. Here's what you can write right now. You can document the things you did that did not work. What do I mean by that? Here are the top 3 things to not do before you start a Holistic Health Magazine. And you can document that as a case study of what not to do. And guess who would buy? Yes, I said buy that. The person looking to start a Holistic Health Magazine. Because people want to know what not to do. Just like you guys want to know what not to do as it relates to real estate, right? As it relates to wholesaling, as it relates to all of those things. So if you just took the time to go on your mobile device and talk into it, create the audio, that's one asset. Done. You take that audio, transcribe it, turn it into an ebook. That's 2 assets. You record yourself on a scope, do it. Now you've got a video. That's 3 assets. You sell all of that together in a package, $49.95. I promise you somebody will learn to market it and somebody is going to go buy it. And you've just created your asset. So hopefully that begins to make sense. But you got to take the time to package it. Your knowledge in this particular case. Knowledge is one of the easiest things to package and help people with, right? So it's not that you don't have assets. You're just not thinking of how to use your time. See, what I just told you, you could do in 30 minutes, period. You could do that in 30 minutes. It's not like it's complicated. It's not even a mystery. You just didn't think of it. You just didn't think of, hey, I must take this 30 minutes on my lunch break and do this. And then the next lunch break on Tuesday, I'm going to research how to get it transcribed. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to have a transcriptionist begin that process. And then when that transcription comes back, I'm going to have a writer turn that transcription into an audiobook. And then on Friday, I'm going to do a scope and let everybody know, hey, guess what? I'm coming out with this book that's going to teach everybody what not to do so that you don't make some mistakes. And then you're going to watch me do this new process. Boom, done. So that's one way to do it. And again, same thing is true with any skill set. So you say, well, Jay, I don't want to do education. I want to do real estate. Great. Well, the first thing you must learn to do is to take that time to build the necessary skill sets like sales, marketing, team building, understanding legal contracts in order to get real estate done. See, the challenge with real estate is that there are so many skill sets and it takes so many relationships to get one transaction done. So the quote unquote time to pay off is further than most other businesses. See, what I just showed you, I showed you a really short cycle way to produce an asset. And you do the same thing in real estate, but it takes so much more time to put all of those skill sets together in order to build the actual asset. That's the difference. Hopefully that makes sense. What I'm saying, the reason you're not doing it faster, even if it is real estate, is because you're not defining your goal. You don't have a broken down plan. And if you do, you sure enough aren't tracking it because you don't like staring at zeros. That's really what it comes down to. If you did this, just this week, you will see yourself be so much more productive in 1 week. That's really my secret, is that every person on the team has a goal that they're measured by. In our world, it's every day because we can move so quickly. And that's what you too must do. For those of you just joining, my name is Jay Massey, CEO, CashFlowDiary. What we are talking about today is productivity strategies for your week. I want to set you guys up so that you can become the real estate entrepreneurs that you desire to be. I myself have managed to build a portfolio of a few hundred units. Thank you, Rolanda. Sorry about that. So I've managed myself to build a portfolio of a few hundred units across many different states. And I've had the privilege of helping thousands of people begin their real estate entrepreneur career. Dim or rep? Eric, I don't understand what you're asking me. Basically I've had the privilege of doing so with thousands of people across the globe. And I'm looking for more people that want to retire using real estate or real estate related assets. It's one of the things that I get a joy of is how many people I retire every week. Politics, he's asking. Oh, Democrat or Republican? Neither. Neither? How about that? That probably actually didn't clear it up for you, did it? I know many people try to guess that one. I love it when they try to guess, so it's pretty funny. It's actually pretty funny to me. So, what it comes down to though is, like I said, I enjoy the process of creating real estate entrepreneurs. If you've just joined us and you're wondering why people are tapping their screen and putting the hearts, it's because they want to make sure that they win a copy of my audiobook. It is CashFlowDiary. This is the physical book. They're trying to win a copy of the audiobook. So even if this is your first time here, you have a shot at winning. All you got to do is tap the screen and be the new person with the most hearts. If you've been here before, you know what you need to do. Just keep tapping. And if you're watching on the replay, you guys count too. So you're all in 3 separate categories. We'll be giving away 3 copies of the audiobook from this particular broadcast. So make sure you keep hitting the hearts. The goal that I had out for this particular scope was to give you something tangible you could do and just understand how to take a goal, define it in quantifiable terms so you can figure out what you need to do right now. So let's say you got back to, hey, I got to meet 30 new people per day. This is when you break out your calendar and you begin to look, okay, so I've got time between 11 and 1. Where can I go? Where do I look up on meetup.com? Where can I go? What can I do to hit my 30 people goal that day? Or you're like, hey, if I can't hit it that day, how can I get 60 the next? I want to retire in 5 years through real estate by purchasing 500 units, apartment buildings. That's great. I will tell you this, it won't take anywhere near 500. It won't. So that you know, and that's great. It's a very achievable number and goal depending on where you are in business already. That's a great start. So what it comes down to though, is if you don't have, where'd it go? Like I said, it's all about GPT. That's what we tend to call it. GPT, goal, plan, and track. It won't matter at all because you must begin right now investing your time into building other types of asset. Now, the number one asset you have is time, and the number 2 is actually you. And you must begin investing in you, i.e. upgrading your skills, up-leveling, as some people have been known to say. Your skills is what is required. It's not optional. There is no shortcut to it. There's no like, hey, it's sexy, I'll outsource. You can't outsource, your personal growth. It's not going to happen. How would get involved in hotel resort investing. Got it. Starbucks, Panera Bread, great places to mingle. Yes, absolutely. I'm currently wholesaling, but I don't have consistent deal flow. That's because CPS Solutions is because your marketing is horrible. Also, I guess it's a good time to say that I'm not known for pulling punches, and I just say exactly what I'm thinking. If you don't have consistent deal flow, it's because you or your marketing systems are currently inconsistent. That's it. It's not because deals aren't consistently there. The people, you're not there when they're ready. I'm even willing to bet that your database is small. Like the minimum database I often recommend people have is 200 investors, 200 buyers, 200 sellers at all times. And that's just what it is. Your database, your marketing is inconsistent. You're still using offline techniques. You're only going to networking events. You're doing direct mail with yellow letters. And when the letters hit, sure, you're busy for a while. But then when you get into a deal, you're not marketing. You haven't built a system. And that's really what it comes down to. You haven't built a system. And again, your marketing system for your business is a completely different asset that constantly and consistently rolls. So, what I would say though is I think it's either this week. I think it's this week we're producing. I've got some articles on why real estate investors need to be doing some online marketing. And because specifically, if you still have a job, it's because you don't have leverage. You just don't have leverage. And without that leverage, you're never going to free yourself from that cycle of woo. It just goes up and down. The income goes up and down. The leads go up and down. The stress goes up and down. It doesn't go away because you can't say like right now, I know, with reasonable certainty that we're going to generate 5,000 leads this month in May. And because we did it last month. And if you don't have a job, okay, cool. Even if the point is you still have no leverage in your marketing. Meaning the only way you ever generate a lead is if you personally open your mouth and go to a networking event. You personally send direct mail. You personally have to do something to make something come back, as opposed to having something that continually operates over and over that always generates leads coming into you. That's what's missing. That is absolutely what's missing. Where I was going with that is, I did some scopes last week. We're going to be repurposing those and putting them on the blog so that you guys can see. There's an article coming out, I believe, tomorrow on the blog as well, about this very same said topic, because I've documented, again, the system that I'm using, to be able to generate leads so that other people can begin to copy. Because at the end of the day, if I share with you how to copy it and create more real estate entrepreneurs, I think that's a great thing. Because I can't buy every piece of real estate. No matter how many I want to buy, I can't buy them all. So hopefully that helps you. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Keep them flowing because like I said, we will be giving away 3 copies of the audiobook. What I would love to do now is we'll go with 3 questions because this has already gone longer than I originally intended. And I appreciate you guys sticking around. Hopefully I said something that's been helpful. What was I going to say? For those of you, who would like to, by all means, if you feel like I've helped you in some way, please, by all means, just swipe up on an Android, hit share, swipe left to right on an iOS device and hit the share button. Let's get some more people in here. Maybe I can help them too. And like I said, I would love to answer 3 more questions, or if you guys don't have any questions, maybe you want to get down to putting together your GPT system, that would be great. Is bird dogging a good way to get started? It's the fastest way, and it's better than not getting started at all. Send me the audiobook, please, Jay. Brother Gables, all you got to do is win it. You'll be able to. How would I get involved in hotel? Okay, got it. So if you want to break into the hotel game, you got to start with, actually, before we start talking about resorts and hotels, have you done any sort of real estate as an investment so far? Let's just start there. Answer that question. Do you have a business outside of something outside of a job right now? Either one of those questions. That's really going to be where we're going to make this happen. And thank you. I think it was Ideal Property. Thank you for the nice, your kind words. I'm seat knowledge. So, I don't have, what does it mean to sign off a contract? That usually means that it's approved for the most part. That's usually what it means. A trading business right now, not in real estate yet. Okay, Wes, so that's good. Any tips on how to get started from zero in Sweden, unemployed? Got it. Franzine, again, it's about value, not about your resources. It's a change in mental mindset first. So Wes, if you have a business now, that's great. That means you can take that business experience and begin to leverage that into the new world. Probably the easiest way to break into the hotel/resort world is going to be to do what is known as a syndication. You're going to participate in someone else's syndication first, who is a promoter or a sponsor, someone like myself. Like if I was syndicating, the idea of guests sounds better than tenants to me. Well, it's just one headache versus another. You got more people. In fact, the first time I started considering resorts, my wife said, but you don't like people. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the point. I don't have to run it. That's the part I was like, Rolanda, do you offer coaching? Yes, we do. We do. I warn you, Rolanda, it's not quote unquote inexpensive. It typically is more money than what most people want to spend and definitely more time than they want to invest, but I get results because it's just what I do. What were you just talking about? Let's see. Are there any CPAs you can refer across Fish Nation? Go to episode 24 of my podcast and you can hear from the CPA. So I've also interviewed Mark Kohler as well as Tom Wheelwright on the podcast. You can go there. Do you have a seller email follow-up template? Got it. You don't sell on email, Chameleon. If you're trying to sell somebody on email, then you're doing it wrong from the beginning, period. Syndication. Yes, that's what. Thank you, Wes. I totally forgot. I was talking about a syndication. And you're going to see more of these. You're going to see more of those. For those of you on our email list, you're going to see some more of these because we have some new things that are coming out. The whole point is that that's how you're going to begin. That's how I would begin, is you want to find someone who's doing a syndication, be a part of their syndication, stick around, try to help them market and promote and send people their way, get on their radar. Because as you hang around them, you'll be able to catch a lot. I live on a tourist town and I see opportunity looming in hospitality. Yeah, if you live in one of these beautiful places, like I tell people in Southern California, I live in a postcard. I mean, people save up their entire lives to go just 30 miles up the street to Disneyland. And I'm like, wow, but this is where I live. I tell people all the time, if you want to make Southern California real estate cash flow, you're going to have to do vacation rentals or short-term rentals of some kind. I think Rebecca, I don't know if she's still here, but Rebecca is one of our students who does that. I live on cheap Cali, Florida. So those are the things that make the difference, right? That's really what it comes down to, is you've got to begin to understand your customer. Is there a minimum of 8 touches for a mail out campaign? How do you follow ups via online leads? It's at least 8, probably more. And educate to dominate will always beat all direct mail. Which is better, duplex or single family to invest in? Neither. Would you suggest someone get a real estate license as a newbie starting out to help learn the biz? No. Karen, the real estate license is only going to teach you how to fill out the paperwork, and it does not teach you how to find value. It does not teach you what investors want. How long did it take you to build your team? I'm still building. I mean, we just brought on a new person. When did we do the contract? Last week. Yeah. Is it better to have a real estate license or hide behind a LLC? One, you're never hiding, per se, but a real estate license is usually extra liability that you don't want. It's not something, again, everything that we teach and do is principles only. It's for principles only. And I forgot who the person was that was asking about mentorship. If you go to cashflowdiary.com/help me please. And if you want to talk to me about what that looks like, you can do so. cashflowdiary.com/help me please. I do require a $97 deposit in order to talk to me, just to make sure you're a real person. Okay. So, that's really what it comes down to, because you get, it's the internet. You got to have some sort of filter. So, you got to have something. Somebody said something about a lawyer and I missed it. Sorry. And I'll take a few more questions and then we'll be done. Because guys, here's what you need to be doing on Sunday night. If you're going to prepare your week, you need to be doing this. Are you coming to Florida anytime soon? Not that I'm aware of. Stupid question. So you're not a landlord? No, I am a landlord. We have a 182 unit apartment building, a 70 unit apartment building. I have, I don't know, 20 mortgages. So people, like, I'm the bank for like 20 people on their houses or something like that. I think that's the number. I have a commercial building and a cell phone tower. Yeah. So there you go. And my goal at Cashflow Diary is to help make sure that other people can do that same thing. And we specialize, again, doing it with none of our own money or credit. We've been doing so for a while. And now I'm learning, and I'm learning how to, share the information in more new and interesting ways. And as technology develops and allows me to be more direct with people, like real people, then cool, I'll do that. So that's why you would want to follow. That's why I'm asking you guys to share, because we've retired people every year. I do this. People retire. So that, we've got people in their 30s, 40s that get to retire because of the information and them going out there to take action. So, and that's what I want for, I don't know who, you. How long does it typically take to get your students to reach their real estate goals? Well, the first goal I ask everybody to do is to come up with because here's what happens. Once you get started, your goal always expands. I try to get their initial retirement number. And depending on which level of program, like my most intense one-on-one clients, 9 months. There's very few people who are living a lifestyle such that it can't be done in 9 months. What a rough estimate of how much you make. A lot. Dallas Realtor here. Welcome, Courtney. First time. Glad that you're here. Thank you, for joining us, Courtney. So that you know, if you're wondering why everybody's tapping the screen, is because they are trying to get a copy of the book, CashFlowDiary. An audio book. So there's a separate category for all new people. So new ones, if you're new here and you tap the screen, you could, 3 years in the business? Nice. Excellent. So hopefully, again, that makes sense. And guys, thank you for sharing. I listened to the podcast on the cell phone tower. Is there any more info you can share? If you ask a specific question, Sharon, yes. Otherwise I could see, here's the thing. Having been on stage and teaching for a while, I can go for 8 hours anytime. How do I get that one-on-one with you? Got it. If you want to talk to me about some of the higher level mentoring opportunities blueprint, all you have to do is go to cashflowdiary.com/help me please. Again, I do require a $97 deposit just to get on the phone, because I want to know that you're a real person and that this is something that you're really serious about. Again, $97 really isn't that much. It should be higher, and I definitely shouldn't ever give it back, but whatever. First step to getting more capital is holding a cash flow game, how to find property with towers. Start with tax deeds. Sounds good. Do I have to live in the U.S. to invest in properties in the U.S.? No. One of our most successful students lives in Spain, invests in the U.S., and we also have a guy in Italy who's doing it in Italy. Can you give a scenario for being approved for a commercial loan? Wow, that's a longer conversation, and it comes down to the experience of your team, not just that's just what it comes down to. If I can't afford a one-on-one, can I pay for the consultation for you to help set up a game plan? Sure. But if you, so you're talking about the long term, like, can you just pay for one session, Chameleon? Is that what you're saying? I think that's what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go to the same thing. Just do the $97 deposit. I'll talk to you about what a single session looks like. I will let you know again. But I'll make it work for you because you've been here. I can tell you're working at. What area of real estate are you in? Commercial, apartments and, commercial retail, apartments and cell phone towers. Hey, from United States of America. Are you seriously in Antarctica? That would be awesome. And if you're in the Air Force, thank you for your service. My, entire family is either Army or Air Force. Courtney, Catherine, I see. Thanks. Excellent. Glad I can help. I'm in residential. Apartments, residential. Sure. About to get my LLC. Do you have a property already, Courtney? Awesome. I'm Air Force 2. Excellent. When did you buy your first apartment building? 2010. I think it was April 2010. May 2010. April. I have several. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I understand. How many units? I think I have 200 180 right now? Oh no, or how many units was the first apartment building? It was a 12 unit building. They're residential though. Okay, that's fine. The first one, yeah, it's just a 12 unit building. Got it. They're residential. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with, okay, so Courtney, let me help you here. Just because they're residential, that's fine. I do a lot of flip properties. That's good. But I think over time, and I know you already know this, you have a tax issue because you can't master your AGI, and you want to get to a point where you don't have to keep finding more and more properties. These scopes are awesome. Thanks, J-Man. You're welcome. Make sure you share them. Help more people come in here so that I can help more people. That'd be great. Yes, sir. It's 14,217. Wow. Minus 75. You are absolutely in Antarctica. I think you were the first person. That's awesome. I don't understand that one, Josh. Was your life? You're going to have to be more clear about that, and I will gladly answer it. Again, for those of you just joining, what you probably want to catch the replay, we were talking about goal, plan, and track. Goal, plan, and track. Commercial is just a different animal. Yeah, absolutely. Was your life more secure when you bought your apartment building? It's the same thing like if you have a job. Like if you have a job, you have a single source of income. If you buy a 182 unit apartment building, you have 182 points of failure. And yeah, that's really what it comes down here. Drilling ice core samples. That I don't even, when you say drilling ice core samples, I start thinking about Captain America. I know that probably doesn't relate, but that's what I think about is like Captain America. Did I start by working with investors, or did you have the cash to get your own started? No, Courtney, we started with a credit score of 398. We didn't have $75 to start to put together. We started with, wholesaling was the first thing. And I go over this in detail inside the book, which is why audio book as well as the physical book here, so that people can learn how to do it because it's not about cash or currency. It's about intellectual capital. And once you understand that, the game is on. Can I just pick it up on Amazon? The book, yeah, the book's on Amazon. It's also on Audible if you actually want to pay for the audiobook. The ebook is, I think, on Amazon as well. So if I bought a 12 unit apartment building, how much should one have in savings just in case something goes wrong? Got it. So Josh, instead of thinking about how much you should have, you should be thinking we. Again, wealth is a team sport. So instead of earn and own the capital, I talk about this a lot, is raise and control instead. That'll help you get further faster. So depending, and again, how much you should have in reserve is relative to whether you're doing what I call Walmart, Target, or Nordstrom property. Depends on the cost of the property. Yes, exactly what Courtney said. Courtney's got some experience, I can tell. Checking the methane gas fissure leakage. So yeah, so it depends. I mean, if you're doing what I call Walmart, Target, and Nordstrom, and the area of the country is going to, it changes. Also, did you do a complete rehab and hold, or is it you're buying something existing? There's too many things. Courtney, I'm in Southern California, Cleveland. Okay, that's good, but that's still not enough. That's still not enough. So, Josh, if you want, I can work with you on that. Who was your mentor and what is the best advice you received? I'm sure out of many. Well, my number one mentor is Jesus. Number two, I've actually interviewed many of them also on the podcast. Stephen Gregg, for sure, he's on the podcast. So if you go to CashFlowDiaryPodcast.com, type in his name, you'll see it. As well as John Assaraf's on the podcast, Jim Bunch, Eric Lofholm. And so those are some of the guys. I'm going to have to watch the replay. Sure, I've missed some golden nuggets. Hey, Chef, you were the winner. You're the winner of the audiobook. So snap me, snap me, snap me, so that I can get you the thing. Why are you carrying on 8 conversations at once? Like you keep, Stephen Gregg, yes. Hey, Courtney, that's just the speed of you guys that are typing. I'm just like, boom, 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 doing the best I can to keep up with it. Are you serious? Yes, I am, Chef. I am totally serious. You won. So you snap me, at CashFlowDiary, and that way I have your email address so I can email you the audiobook. Otherwise, I don't have a way to do it. So, yeah, scoping you on a direct military satellite, link bouncing off a lunar satellite. You know what's interesting? Holy Light Seeker is that one of our more successful students, was previously military too, and are my license? No, I do everything as a principal, Courtney. So one of our more successful students was previously military or working as a military contractor. He's since been able to retire from that, over to now doing real estate full time. He's over in Florida. So he's no longer on ships and doing those long trips. So it's been interesting watching his journey as well. And so maybe, you'll give me the honor of allowing to help you do the same thing. Do you buy all over the U.S. or just in Cal? No, I absolutely avoid California for residential real estate, Courtney, because yeah, that's not good. What's my snap? It's CashFlowDiary. At CashFlowDiary. I'm pretty much CashFlowDiary on every platform, even Pinterest, even though I'm never there. So it's CashFlowDiary. So great 15 years USF. Now, when you bought your 12 unit, did you hire a property manager? Yes. Always hire. When I bought a single family house, my first one, there was a property manager. I love to connect. I'll follow on Twitter. Yep, definitely there. Everywhere you go, it's CashFlowDiary. So, awesome, guys. So hopefully this evening session has been helpful for you. Again, if you want to win a copy of the audiobook, for those of you watching the replay, keep tapping. Always hire a property management company or you will hate life. Yep, you got that. Tell them, Courtney, you got that right. Got that right. So guys, get to the goal plan track. Get to your goal plan track right now, because the sooner you do that, the better. The sooner you do that, the better. All right. Guys, it's been fun talking to you today. I look forward to talking to you soon. Until next time.